India just launched its campaign for a UN Security Council seat built around a framework called SHANTI, securing holistic advancement through norms, trust, and integrity. The framework has 6 pillars: peace, reform, human rights, terror financing, rule-based order. A look at these elements reveals how hypocritical the Indian government's claim is. The campaign promises multilateralism guided by dialogue, cooperation, and bridging differences. In April 1948, the UN Security Council itself passed Resolution 47, calling for a plebiscite in Jammu and Kashmir to let its people decide their own future. That resolution has never been implemented. The Council's own unresolved case directly involving India still sits open 78 years later. Since 2010, Indian forces in Kashmir have used blinding pellet shotguns for crowd control, causing thousands of injuries. Human Rights Watch and the UN have repeatedly demanded an end to the practice, with the UN calling them highly dangerous. In 2021, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres specifically urged India to stop using them after reports confirmed children were being killed and maimed. The UN's 2018 report on Kashmir also flagged the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, a law that grants troops the power to shoot to kill and makes accountability impossible. The UN called it a structure that obstructs the normal course of law and jeopardizes the right to remedy for victims. India's Election Commission removed over 9 million voters, 12% of West Bengal's electorate, claiming it targeted duplicate, deceased, and non-citizen records. However, independent analysis by Al Jazeera and others revealed deletions disproportionately hit Muslim-majority districts like Murshidabad, North 24 Parganas, and Malda. 3 UN special rapporteurs formally challenged the government, warning the sweep targeted Muslims using minor document spelling errors. In May 2023, ethnic violence broke out in India's Manipur state between the Meitei community and the Kuki-Zo tribal community. By official count, over 250 people were killed, tens of thousands displaced, and nearly 400 religious structures, churches, and temples were destroyed or vandalized. Independent Christian advocacy groups placed the number of churches alone above 300. The state's own Kuki-Zo legislators, including members of the ruling party, formally accused the state government of complicity. No senior official has been prosecuted in the years since. The state's chief minister eventually resigned. The region remains, in the words of one pastor there, fractured into 3 distinct territorial zones. This is a domestic story about ethnic and religious violence that the state's own lawmakers say the government failed to stop. The campaign's own framework name includes the word integrity. Domestically, India has faced a wave of exam paper leak scandals, most notably the 2024 NEET medical entrance exam, which triggered nationwide protests, court challenges, and allegations of systemic exam fraud affecting millions of students' futures. That's a governance and institutional integrity question, not a UN Security Council issue directly, but it's fair to raise when the campaign has built its entire name around the word. While India promises objective global terrorist designations, it uses its Domestic Unlawful Activities Prevention Act to silence critics. Amnesty International's 2026 report documents UAPA charges against journalists, academics, and students for online criticism. The UN Human Rights Committee raised formal concerns over the law, which has been used to detain figures like journalist Fahad Shah and activist Khurram Parvez. India placed the 1960 Indus Waters Treaty in abeyance in 2025. The treaty has no provision for any change, requires mutual ratification under Article 12. In May 2026, the Permanent Court of Arbitration issued a ruling on the resulting dispute. India rejected it outright, calling the tribunal illegally constituted and the award null and void. Jurists say that a unilateral suspension isn't a recognized basis for setting a treaty aside under the Vienna Convention of the Law of Treaties. That's the same government campaigning on international law as a pillar of its framework to secure a seat at the UN Security Council. The broader SHANTI framework is built around securing international peace and security. In February 2026, India elevated its relationship with a genocidal state, Israel, to a special strategic partnership, now estimated between $8 and $10 billion, on top of India already being Israel's largest arms customer. Amid the ongoing Gaza war, the UN Human Rights Council's Independent Commission of Inquiry formally concluded in September 2025 and June 2026 that Israel is committing genocide against the Palestinians. The Commission cited mass killings, medical infrastructure destruction, and the targeting of children as evidence of genocide. India abstained on UN General Assembly resolutions calling for a ceasefire, while deepening its defense and trade relationship with Israel through the same period. Much for a campaign built on securing international peace and security. 6 pillars: reform, trust, integrity, peacekeeping, rules-based order, terror financing built on evidence. Every one of them is a fair standard to hold any country to, including the one asking to help enforce it globally. The question this campaign has to answer isn't whether the language is good, it's whether the record behind it matches.